En esta sesión hablaremos de las estrategias para el enmascaramiento de datos.
Now to talk a little bit more about strategy. The rest of the demo, we're going to discuss strategies and how we actually mask different kind of data. There are four main strategies that we can apply to data masking. And I'm going to explain and show some examples. One strategy, the simplest one, is value manipulation. We take a value and we change it. So let me show what that looks like. Most of the demo, I'm going to be playing with the wizard. The wizard allows me to take data, play with it, do things with it, create different policies. So I'm going to take some phone numbers. I'm going to apply the simplest kind of masking, which is character replacement. When I test the policy, you can see here the original values. So these are the original values in this column. And here you're going to see the mass values. Over here are the mass values for these original values. As you can see, my original phone numbers are all 5s to make it easy to see what the masking does. And when we do character replacement, you can see that all the digits change to other digits, but all the formatting stays the same. So the parentheses, dashes, the spaces, plus, everything else stays the same. Because here, when I said character replacement, I said that I want to replace digits and letters, and I want to mask everything. So this is value manipulation. The benefit of this is that you can maintain characteristics of the original data, like the parentheses and spaces and whatever else. The downside of it is that you can potentially expose information. So if your phone number is very short or very long or has an extension or all sorts of things like that, that information will be exposed because it will be the same in the mass data as it is in the original data. We'll talk more about exposing data later. A second strategy says, forget the original data, we're going to create completely new data. This is data generation. So if we go back here into the product, we say, don't do character replacement. I'm going to later explain what patterns are. Let's just take a simple fixed pattern of phone number. Now we can see the original data, and the masked values are all the same. We don't care what the original data is. All of our mass values are generated that way. Okay? So this is data generation. The good and the bad is that the mass data is completely unrelated to the original data. It means that it might not be realistic, but it is very safe. It's very safe because we completely ignore the original data. If we use this column for testing, this is not a good approach. This is a good approach when we just need something in that column. So if the test in this particular example does not look at phone numbers, we just need the column to have some kind of a phone number so that there's something there. Data generation is a good solution. If we use the column for testing, data generation is not a good solution. Automatic data profiling. So again, go here into patterns. In automatic data profiling, we profile the original data, learn what it looks like, and then generate data that looks like the original data. As you can see, the data here looks very similar to the data here, the data on the left and on the right, but it's different in every row. So this 555s with a dash here in the middle is completely different than this one, but it is the same as here. So this pattern was used here, and these patterns with the dots was taken from a different row somewhere here, and so on. Every pattern here in the output was taken somewhere from the input, but not from the same row. Or could accidentally be from the same row, but that's just a matter of luck. So there's no correlation across the rows from left to right, even though the data looks like the original data. And this is automatic profiling. It's kind of a hybrid between value manipulation and data generation. Give you realistic data that is like the original data, but giving you good security at the same time. And the fourth strategy is custom profiles. In custom profiles, we basically take the data and we profile it. And this is the profile of the data. We have so much data like this. Actually, let's do this. We have 8 rows that are like this. We have 52 rows that are like this, and so on. Then we can use this profile in order to customize the profile, or create new data just like it. When we go here to manually edit the profile, it allows us to edit the profile, and we can say, for example, that we don't want any data like this, and we want, let's say, a little bit data that looks like this, and a lot of data that looks like that. And we can do whatever else we like. We can update the profile, change the relationships, make this one more popular, and so on. And once we test the policy, you can see that we get data according to the new profile that we created. Here we said that we want a lot of data that has this plus in the beginning, and that's what we got in the output. So these are custom profiles. Okay, these 4 strategies are very different. They allow different capabilities. Custom profiles allow you to use the profile either on historical data, historical profile, use on current data, change the profile to fit whatever test scenario you have, and so on. So custom profiles are probably the most powerful way of doing masking, because it allows you to create data that looks like something that fits your test scenario.